Hey, so this is pretty much the only funnel you're ever going to need, ever, for any client or for any offer. I'm lying. There are more. Obviously, you can use whatever funnel you want. There are tons. But I really like this one. I spoke with a couple people about it. One of them was one of my old employers, Muhiz. I also shared it with my mentor and some other copywriting peers. And most importantly, I talked about it with Kai Lode, who's one of Patrick Bet David's old marketers. And he's like really big on quiz funnels and such. So this was kind of like inspired by that. And like he was like, yeah, like the concept prints like crazy. This isn't exactly what he does. He has like his quiz funnels are very long and very intricate. And when I toy around with those and when I start actually building those for people, then I'll probably come back and make a video on that too because it's also really interesting. I feel like people need to check that out. But as of now, this I don't even have it up. What is apps? This funnel is really good. I like it. It's booked me a couple calls. The cool thing is if you're broke, you can use the free Zapier for it because it literally only takes 2 steps. I'm going to. Can I copy? I can. Cool. Okay. Duplicate. Save. That's fine. Yeah. So like, I'm gonna create the funnel from scratch just so you guys can see how to do it, and I'm gonna like talk through the whole process, and then afterwards, I'm gonna give you some examples of how you can implement this. So basically, right, what this is it's a quiz funnel, very short quiz funnel, where you have a Google Forms that explains what you do and like what problems you solve, and you ask the prospect or whoever would be answering the forms like questions such as like what area of X are you struggling in. I'll probably just show you guys mine just so that you can see for yourselves. If I go to forms, like it's the same form that's on my website. As you can see, it's got 11 rows, but two of these are me just testing to see like if it works, and it works. Just like seeing if the emails actually go through and everything, if the automation works. But like the other 9 were actually people who were like booking in. So yeah, to give me an understanding of how I can help you scale, name, email, these are both important. You need to make these mandatory because one, this is for the email automation. So like when you insert this into the CRM, it needs to have the name. So you can be like, oh, hey, name, yada, yada. Email, so you can actually send the email. Very important. What type of business do you run? You don't have to have these exact answers. And if you're not like an agency or if you're not a freelancer, then you don't even need to have this question. Say you're like, if one of your clients, if you're doing this for a client rather than yourself, is like a fitness coach, then you can say like, oh, like, are you an athlete or like, what's your lifestyle? Yeah, just questions that boil down the ICP is pretty much the goal here. Is what the form is doing. And so, where do you need help the most? Again, the answers are always going to vary. For me, being a copywriter, this is going to be what I'm going to put. It's going to be emails, web copy, social media, yada yada. If you're again, we'll use the fitness coach example. When you're losing fat, gaining lean muscle, um, getting back in the gym, whatever it may be, right? If you're running some sort of weird real estate offer, it can be like, I don't know, finding buyers and sellers, finding like the right contracts, yada yada. Again, all just narrowing down so that you know exactly whoever it is booking in, because there's a book in at the end of the funnel to like book a call. So you just want to know exactly what their needs are. And so once you actually get on the call, everything's pretty much answered for you. It's pretty much pre-sold on your offer, and you don't have to. It takes away all the guesswork essentially. So if you select the agency, whatever you want, again, this is like the most unnecessary part. If you're not me, right? This is so specific to me. You can include another question to go here, or you can just ignore it entirely. Same with this. This is just for me to gauge like how much I should charge. This is literally all it is. If someone puts like 5 years, obviously I'm going to give them a different quote than someone who's had their business for like 2 months, right? Like I don't want to ask. Like you could make the argument that you should ask for like revenue numbers here, but like doing that makes it so obvious that you're trying to gauge how much you should charge. I feel like anybody who's been in business for a decent amount of time is gonna know why they're being asked that off rip. So I just like to ask like how long have you had your business? And yeah, you don't really need too many questions. It shouldn't be too long because you don't want to create any like friction. Like it shouldn't be a long drawn out process. Again, a lot of marketing and a lot of funnel building is making the transition from cold to warm as seamless and as easy as possible. The prospect should be moving smoothly throughout the funnel. So this is the first thing they go to. Well, not really, but this is the first actual action that they take is filling out this form. And then we come over to Zapier. The new form response triggers the email, right? So if we look at here, you can insert the form into Zapier, right? So when you go to app, you want to do Google Forms, trigger event, new form response, account, Google Forms. You want to use the account that you use to make the form in. So this is my personal email, only because like I don't need to do like you don't need to really use a domain for this. And I'll explain why in a bit. But I use my personal email for the form, and then you got to make sure that it's actually the form. So when you go to configure, it'll ask you like which form. It'll go into your account and it'll like give you a list of Google Forms that you've made. Make sure that you select the one that you want that has all the questions and everything filled out. And then test is just whatever. Like there's nothing I don't need to explain this part. If you're like familiar with Zapier, this isn't a Zapier guide. There are like tons of those. You should know what test is. And then them filling out the form, as we've stated, is the trigger for the email. And this, I don't think you need to be a copy. Like your offer can be something completely different from mine. You could be a high ticket closer, and it would probably be the exact same copy in the email. So as you can see, once the trigger is activated, you want to send the email. I have Gmail. This could be any CRM. This could be anything. You could send it anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Action, send email, account. Again, it should be the exact same account that you have linked to the Google Forms. I'll explain why in a bit. And I'll also explain why I'm not using my domain in a bit. Then you go to configure. This is actually where you write the email. So insert data, email, right? This is, the two is not the name. This is the email. So this is actually sending the email. CC, you leave this alone. BCC, leave this alone. From, again, I can explain. I guess I can explain it right now. So the reason I use my personal email is because when you actually get the email, it's the people who are going to be filling this out and getting the email and everything. They're not going to be watching this video, or maybe they will, and they're not going to like know that it's like a whole Zapier automation, or maybe they do, but for the most part, most of them won't. And so when they receive the email, it's not like a sales@companyname.com. It's like a personal email. It's mrglass302@gmail.com. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh shoot, like he reached out to me. You know what I mean? Like it's just little things like that. I mean, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but it's just something that I thought of. And again, like I'll elaborate more on that in a bit when we actually get to that part. But from the name Mr. Glass, you can just put your name. My thing is Mr. Glass. It's a gimmick. I mean, yeah, it's my last name, but like it's a gimmick. I don't use my first name for some reason. Reply, leave this alone. Subject, thank you for filling out the form. Body type plain. Body, here's what's next. Hey, name, again, you want to insert this. There's hex codes, or not hex codes, it's colors. There are codes for that. There's things that Zapier lets you do. You can integrate it in Zapier, right? Let's see. I forgot I'm going to do laptop. I bought this laptop like a month ago. It's really cool. I like it. But yeah, you want to enter the name from the quiz form. So if you come back over here, this is going to be the name that they fill out. It's annoying when they use full names because then the email looks kind of fake. But I've only had that problem once. So hopefully it won't happen again. Hopefully they'll just put their first name like a normal human being. But here's what's next now that you filled out the marketing consulting form. Again, this would just be the name of the form. It's not going to be a marketing consulting form, but you already know that. You should know that. You're smart. I've seen your responses and I want to have a quick call to discuss what you put down and how I can help. You can book in using my Calendly link. Holy cow. I'll fix that later. HTTPS, yeah. Then you just put your calendar link and then you sign off. Like really simple email copy. Again, when you look and you see like I've seen your responses and I want to have a quick call to discuss what you put down and how I can help. That plus the personal email makes it seem like this isn't an automation. This isn't a CRM. This isn't a funnel. This isn't planned. This is very personal. This is very like, oh, dude, I saw that you filled out my form. I want to talk to you about this. Let's see like what I can help you out with. Oh, you wanted a landing page copy. Okay, I got you. Let's hop on a call. And then I talk to them on the call about that specific problem and the business they're running and like the problems they're facing. Boom. I don't have to eliminate so much guesswork on the call when I can just hop on and just talk to them with like what they put in the form. Like for example, one of the more recent examples is the sales coach that I'm doing a sales page for. She has an ebook coming out pretty soon. It's almost done, and I pretty much finished up the copy. I'm just going to do some formatting things. That's all irrelevant. She filled out the form, put down her stuff, and I went on the call, and the call was super duper easy. I was like, okay, so you want a sales page? What do we need to do with the sales page? She said, oh, I'm launching this book. I just need eyes on the product that come in from my traffic. I was like, cool, easy, easy, super easy. So I was able to write the sale. I wrote the sales page in like 2 days. And that's not to say I didn't try on it. It's just that like that call being structured around the fact that I had so much guesswork eliminated made it so that I could just lock down 2 days to do nothing else but write copy and research. And I was able to crank out the sales page pretty quickly. And now we're in like the final stages of building that funnel for her. But yeah, like it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You don't have to be a copywriter. You don't have to be an agency owner. You don't have to be a growth operator. You can use this funnel for anything. You could be a sales. You could even be a coach. You could have your own info offer. You can implement this yourself if you have nobody operating on you. You don't have anybody working for you. If you're real estate, you got a real estate business. You can do this. People who are looking for homes. If you're a high ticket closer, like I said, like, oh, what's your offer? Okay, like, what's your like? You have people showing up to the calls, but you're not closing them. Here's how I can help. Things of that nature. You can use the form to qualify literally anybody, all of your prospects. I always want to get the niche in there too. I just have a very certain selection because these are all of my niches. Niches. I don't have a niche anymore. I just kind of work with whoever wants to work with me. When you start off, it's good to have a niche, but like as you get better and as you build up an actual portfolio and like history of work, then you can kind of just branch out and be like, okay, who needs my help? Now I can work with whoever I want. But yeah, like in terms of actually implementing the funnel, we're gonna come down here. There are several ways to drive traffic to the form. Below are just a few examples of what the whole funnel could look like. And by the way, this form, like I said, it's on my website. When you go to my website, it's the first thing you see. Like literally the first thing you see. To give me an understanding of how I can help you see how you fill this out. And I'll go ahead and I'll just fill it out right now, just so you guys can see it in action. I have so many burner emails that it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Henry email. What email do we want to use? HoldingGlassGSU@gmail.com. Real estate, e-commerce. I'll go e-commerce. And we're gonna do social media and oh yeah, you want this to be a multiple select question, by the way. We're gonna do social media. We'll just do social media for now, just because it doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. I just want to see the form in action. Not an agency owner. How long are your business? 4 years. Submit. And we're gonna give it a bit. Oh, I gotta leak my inbox for this to work, don't I? Ha! That's funny. Well, who cares? It's nothing crazy. I have nothing in here that needs to be hidden. Contracts. Yeah. I'll give it like a good 5 seconds. Oh, my sent emails. You guys are gonna see my cold emails. Oh no. Oh no. Sent, yada yada. Here it is. Okay, boom. I clicked it fast, so you guys didn't see anything. But yeah, it's in sent. It was 0 minutes ago, 9:35. It's 9:36 as I'm recording this video. Here's what's next. This is what it would look like once the email is sent. And then you have the Calendly link right here. They click on it, they book a call, boom. Now this is the name. As you can see, like this is the name that I put on the form on the website here. Well, I already submitted it, so you can't see it anymore. But you can rewind if you need to. But yeah, this is the name that we put. This is to the email that we inserted. And yeah, I mean, the only issue that I've found so far with this is you do have to manually check the Google Forms and look at the responses. It's updated now, there are 12. So 3 of these are me, 9 of these are real people. But yeah, you have to actually look at the form and check the responses yourself. I'm trying to see if there's like another way you can use Zapier to like show you all that without you having to go through. There's something that can like notify you whenever somebody finishes the form. And I'll look into that more as I like expand on this offer. But in terms of ways you can actually implement this, right? So one, The form is either going to go on your or on your landing page for your website or your client's website. You could put it in your bio, like a link to the form in your bio, like, oh, if you need help, fill out the form below and I'll get back to you. It could be a CTA on your social media. Me personally, I like this. I like the landing page method the most. Just keeping it here, so that way every time somebody goes to my website, it's just right there, and I don't have to do anything except check the form and make sure I didn't miss anyone. Because there was a time where I missed somebody and I had to send them an email like, "Oh, dude, I just saw this. I'm sorry." Again, that just goes back into like figuring out how I can create an automatic notification. But yeah, I have a list of funnels right here that would use the link. So this is the most standard one. This is the one I just explained. Put it on your landing page, qualifying form, thank you email with Calendly CTA. Another one you could do is lead magnet, free giveaway, setter convo, qualifying form, thank you email with Calendly CTA. So if you do like a comment to receive free guides, like I used to do on Instagram, then they comment it, you DM it to them, or the setter DMs it to them. Then the setter has the combo. Then the setter sends them the form and the DMs. You fill it out. You get the email with the Calendly CTA. Pin tweet / pin posts. This works literally the same as the bio. Like I have it written right here. If you just keep it in your pin tweet, like if you write, it doesn't have to be a long form tweet. It can just be some sort of copy that tells people like, yeah, I've done this, this, and this for X, Y, and Z. And this is how it works. If you want to be next, fill out the form and then you pin it to your profile. That could be on IG as well. You just have to make it like a caption on a video or a post. Then, the CTAs fill out the form below. They click on the link to the form. They fill it out. They get the email with the calendar. Twitter thread, same type of deal as the pinned tweet. You can create a thread of case studies. You can create a value thread where you break something down. Like if you want like this, implemented into your business, or if you're struggling with your business, qualifying forms, CTA, thank you email. And then I explained the bio already. You could run ads even if you wanted to. I personally wouldn't, just because I think it's just doing a little bit too much. Like if you just post consistently, you can kind of just keep it in your bio or as a CTA in your regular posts. But if you want to run ads to it, by all means, if you have the ad spend and you already do a lot of ad spend, you can definitely run ads with the CTA being the qualifying form, and then you get the email, etc., etc. Ignore all this. This is just the SLP for when I like send this to business owners, because I also implement this as a service because, like I said, like it works really well. It's really cool. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything. It's a two-step Zapier automation, so you don't need Zapier Pro. It's really easy to set up. You just need Google Forms and an email account, and everybody has those two. All of those are free. You actually don't need any money to set this up unless you want to pay me to set it up for you. Goodness gracious, I'm recording a video. I'm doing laundry. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video explain how this form works, why it's so good, the benefits of it. Like I said, breaking down your ICP to where there's zero guesswork on the sales call makes closing so much easier. It's not even a sales call at that point because they told you like, hey, I need this done, right? So it's no longer a sales call. It's a meeting. It's essentially a client meeting, right? You just got to close the deal. You just got to negotiate price and everything. But that's whatever. It's neither here nor there. If you're good at what you do, you'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, as always, next week there will be another video, and I'll figure out what that'll be. Maybe I'll talk about emails or ads. Emails or ads, one of the two. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you checking this out. Subscribe, share. If you want me to if you want me to implement this for you, DM me on Instagram. That'll be linked in my bio or linked in the description rather. And yeah,